Hello, everyone. This is Ann Miller with Angelic Hands, and today I wanted to talk about never giving up on yourself. Continue to follow your dreams, your hopes, your wishes, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in your life or make changes to in your life, bring into your life. I'm going to share a little bit about my background and actually how my practice angelic hands came to fruition, how it came to be. And I actually had a moment to go inward this morning, and it was after Pilates class that I did. I use Amazon Prime a lot, and I find some amazing tutorial how-to videos. And Pilates was something that I had tried in the past, but due to an injury that I sustained in 2015, it was pretty significant. I wasn't able to do a lot of the poses, and that included giving up even some of my favorite exercise classes at the time. So today, what I realized that was different was there's a pose that many of you may be familiar with, the forward plank, where you're holding a plank pose, really amazing for building up your abdominal wall, which supports the spine, strong core, strong back. And with the Pilates class that I was doing today, there was a reverse plank or a backward plank. And to my surprise, I was able to do it easily without any difficulty today, to be able to hold up my body weight, and just realized how much I have transformed my body over time through this holistic wellness journey, the self-care, self-love journey that I've been on. And I want to go back to pretty heavy time in my life. There's been a few, and that old saying, sometimes you have to hit rock bottom to start to really go within and ask yourself the question, what needs to change? What changes do I need to make in my life? So 2015 was a huge year of change for me. As I mentioned before, I had sustained a pretty significant injury, or injuries rather, to the right side of my body, and it caused my shoulder to lock up. It was called frozen shoulder. And I had major pain in my elbow and in my wrist, and I couldn't even lift my right arm above my head. So life as I knew it at that time had literally changed overnight. I was continuing to push myself. I wasn't honoring the messages that I was getting from my body. You see, back in 2014, I had learned that I had acquired an autoimmune disease at that time that was called Lyme disease. So I have been on a holistic journey using alternative therapies going all the way back since 1991. But this was different. I had, a significant injury. I was working to reverse Lyme disease naturally. I was in an unhealthy relationship. I was also very unhealthy for that person at that time. So it was a two-way street. And I had a lot of things that I really needed to go inward, as I call it, and start taking a look at myself and the cleanup work that was involved. Because the one thing that I never wanted to do was continue to move forward in life, never wanted to hurt anybody. Um, but the sad truth was I was hurting inside. So physically, things were going on, emotionally, things were going on, mentally, things were going on. And I was even questioning where I was at with my spirituality. So I remember experiencing my very first Reiki energy healing session in November of 2015. I'd heard about Reiki from a good friend of mine. That was actually something that I hadn't tried yet. I experienced it. My energy was nice and open. I noticed that my throat chakra was definitely open because I was able to get the words out, say what I needed to say, and literally had to remove myself from the environment that I was in and start over. I mean, it was, I literally felt like I had hit rock bottom at that time. I was um, very fortunate and very fortunate to have a very loving sister that took me in. I actually have two sisters in my life. I love them dearly. So my younger sister, she took me in while I was going through my healing and the start of that journey. And I didn't know what my next steps were going to be. My job with corporate America, I was there for over 26 years. In April of that year, I had lost my position. My life had literally changed overnight. And I remember trying to sit in front of a desk, in front of a computer, and with those injuries that I had on the right side of my body, it made it quite difficult for me to even do my job anymore in that capacity because my body just physically hurt so bad. And I was still working through the healing crisis that was involved with working through the Lyme disease to bring healing to myself through natural means. And I started my Reiki journey and I started to see how energy therapy was another beneficial addition to what I was already doing. I was already working with herbs, essential oils, flower essence therapy. The list is extensive. There's so many different things that I've tried. I'm not going to spend too much time focusing on that right now, but started my Reiki journey, went into 2016, continued on with, went on from all of my training, my attunements, my certifications. And in February 2016, I had a light bulb moment that I wanted to start my own practice, which is known today as Angelic Hands LLC. And I remember asking myself the question, what's my business name gonna be? And I had no idea. I was brainstorming, jotting things down, and there was a healing modality that I was receiving, this form of treatment to help me with the fascial restrictions that I experienced on the right side of my body. And I remember being in this session. The technique is called the John F. Barnes approach to myofascial release therapy. And that helped to open up those blocked areas that where the fascia was twisted and the information was interrupted and things weren't focusing properly or moving properly. And I was in a deep state of surrender, serenity, meditation, whatever you want to call it. And I remember seeing angels, very angelic angels that had reached out to me. And I felt so much love at that moment, knowing that I was never alone on this journey, even though at the lowest points in my life where I felt like I truly hit rock bottom, didn't know where I was going to live next, didn't know what I was going to do for work next, didn't know how I was going to make ends meet, didn't know if I would be able to ever do my favorite things again, or my favorite workouts, or my favorite dance routines because of what I was feeling. But it was in that moment where I really felt like something had shifted. And that's when I came up with the name for my business, Angelic Hands, because it was through that angelic presence that I felt so loved. And I was reminded that I wasn't alone in this journey. So my message to you, to anyone that needs to hear this today, whatever it is that you're going through at this time, know that you're never alone. You have a loving team and spirit that loves you, that supports you. It's made up of your spirit teachers and guides, departed loved ones, angels, archangels, ascended masters. I work with the Galactic Federation of Light. And just know that you have a loving team that's always with you, and they're all always a prayer away, just asking them for help. It's okay to ask for help. So part of my journey was also continuing on, expanding on my practice, embracing my gifts, working with my gifts of being a psychic and a medium, and doing one-on-one readings. And also looking at other energy healing modalities. And I was also certified in quantum energy healing and light language healing by my mentor and quantum life coach, Jessica Ahlstrom. And another big addition for my journey was to hire a life coach to work with her and to see the many benefits. And she's always held space to help identify those blind spots, things that I was missing. Part of me giving back to the community is to continue on with my journey, and that's embracing all of my gifts and abilities, using my wisdom, my knowledge from this lifetime, from many previous lifetimes. I'm a very old soul. And using that knowledge and wisdom and my intuition with the clients that I work with, whether it's for a one-on-one energy healing session, or if it's for psychic or a medium reading, or the other services, quantum life coaching. And it's something that I'm very passionate about. Having someone to hold space for you, having someone in your corner, someone that you can open up to, that's so important. And I highly recommend that to each and every one of you. If you're interested in exploring what's included with each service that I offer, I invite you to take a look at my website, which is ReikiAngelicHands.com. That's ReikiAngelikHands.com. Sending love to each and every one of you. And just an extra thing that I wanted to add, taking that time today to go within, have that moment of stillness and that meditation, and be in deep gratitude and celebration for all of the many amazing changes that have transpired in my life. To be able to lift my right arm above my head and have complete movement again compared to where I was at back in 2015, when my body was stuck, my mind was stuck, my spirit was stuck. I will tell you, my friends, I'm not stuck anymore. I continue to move forward, and I love what I do. I love my practice. I love the clients that I work with. I truly love my job. So if you'd like to learn more about me and my journey, again, I invite you to check out my website, which is ReikiAngelicHands.com. There's many different ways to stay connected with me. I'm sending you love. Thank you.